I love Pokemon, but as an adult you come to realize how easy the games are. As such, I turned to the Nuzlocke challenge, where you may only catch the first Pokemon of each route. If a Pokemon faints, it's considered gone forever, and to make things more interesting, I added a whole bunch of other rules. As it's summer right now, I wanted to cool off, so let's go back to 7.8 Too Much Water Edition, Pokemon Ruby. We start off our journey by naming ourselves Mallow and helping the local professor run away from a puppy. For this endeavor, we choose Mudkip, of course. We choose the water type because I did say I want to cool off, not because of the ridiculous stat line and type combination that is Swampert. No, we chose it for the flavor. Today's names are based on musicians. Mudkip is now called City Girl, and adding on to this girl power we also catch Paddy Carey, the Zigzagoon, who will be amazing considering the 8 HMs this game has, good lord. We also catch a Seedot that we named Fleetwood Mac and notice the max letter number is way too low. Oh well, we'll get creative with it. Afterwards, we meet Wally for the first time. He'll be recurring rival type, and also he shows us how to catch Pokemon. Thanks, but I never knew how to do that. Armed with new knowledge, we hopefully grab ourselves a Taillow for guts, and it's a Wurmple. Ah well, Dustox is pretty cool, I guess. A Pokemon I'm super stoked about though is Shroomish, which we call Jimi Hendrix, I think. Man, we really need more letters for this. Once we made it through Petalburg Woods, we got ourselves another great encounter, a Wingull! Flying types are great, and Pelipper's Drizzle is great in this water-intense game. Hi Kikagaku Moyo, I wonder how many people know you. One more encounter before Roxanne that's not a Taillow, and... Yeah, you're Rise Against now, those who know will know. Let's give it all in the upcoming gym, as it's now time for Roxanne, which will probably be a solo concert by Jimi Hendrix, all things considered. Grass types are kinda broken against Geodude as quad weaknesses are just too big of a drawback, so the Leech Seed was wholly unnecessary. I could've just gone with the Absorb from the get-go, which would've just killed the Geodude. Right there and then. I did go for it, it killed it, and now, once the Geodude perishes, Nosepass comes out, and we use a combination of Stun Spore, Leech Seed, and Absorb Spam to slowly but steadily take down this tanky little guy, which nets us the very first badge. Off to a great start! Thanks to the level cap increase, City Girl becomes a Marshtomb, always great to see the stars evolve through the stages, after which we free a blue and white little bird from a guy in red pajamas, where we meet an old sailor who offers us to ferry us to the next gym's island, just to then go to another old guy who has a letter for his son who might or might not be the champ, and we arrive at the island. Help the elderly people, seriously, they have boats and corporations. After this plot convenience chain, we fish ourselves a Tentacool. I kind of expected a Magikarp, but this is neat too. You're now Moody Blues, because Proc is cool and so are you. This brings us to a second gym fight. Already? Yeah, Ruby's pacing is weird at times, isn't it? Thanks to Dustox, we have the perfect counter for him, and man, if all gyms go this swimmingly, we're gonna fly through this game. We actually caught an Abra this run, which we named Pink Floyd, and I was so excited. We also talked to Steven Stone, who might be the champion or not, and we caught ourselves a Magikarp, which is fantastic, because, as I said, I was hoping to get one. Ween. Pink Floyd then got into their prime by evolving and already has such a good moveset. It's only gonna get better if we take this boat and visit the next town, which involves grabbing the third badge. First we battle some magma grunts in a museum, I guess, grab ourselves an Electrike that we call AC/DC, easiest name of this entire run. Sadly, the only person thunderstruck after that was me, as May appeared with her most infamous encounter. I thought I was ready, but honestly, Pokemon is unpredictable. So she starts out with a Wailmer, which Jimi Hendrix handled quite well. She then sent out her Numel, which made me swap to Kikagaku. I thought this was a great move, as Ember doesn't do a lot of damage to my water flying type bird, right? But of course she gets the burn! Not only will this chip away at Kikagaku's health, it also cuts her attack in half, which sucks big time as I planned on using her against this Grovyle she has. As you can see, our wing attack barely does anything now. Well, we see that it also has Pursuit, so I can't just swap out, right? Oh, it also got a crit. If we didn't have a Citrus Berry, Kikagaku would have been dead. At this point, I am thinking, okay, do I swap and risk getting pursued to death? Does it have quick attack or something? And I just take the risky move and stay in, but honestly all moves were risky at this point. The quick attack kills Kikagaku, which means it's the first death of the run, and a very severe one. It's only flying type, and I really like the little bird. Perry-Kate finishes the Grovyle, but man, we won, but at what cost? The ongoing route gave me time to ponder. Could I have prepared better? Should I have anticipated the burn, or maybe swap in a different Pokemon from the start? But alas, the past can't be undone, so let's move on to the present, which at this point is the third gym battle. We have City Girl. Do I really need to tell you what happens to Watson? I don't think I do. On our way to the next town, we get 3 encounters and yet another evolution. Jimi Hendrix finally found his psychedelic style. We also get to the most beautiful part of this game, Route 113. The way that ash slowly falls from the volcano, the music being upbeat but beautiful, and the attention to detail of how bushes lose their ash once running through them. Man, I love this place. And I love this game, so let's not let our mistakes hinder our enjoyment and keep going. Is what I would have liked to say, but then I encountered a trainer who had a bunch of coughings that were basically just bombs, and Rise Against truly gave it all. I was just feeling better just to get knocked down again. But to go up again, let's take the cable car and see what awaits us at the top. It's Team Magma. Yeah, this game does not let me actually chill, so let's go to the Maxi boss battle and see where this takes us. Mighty Yenna should not be a huge problem. Prodigy has Revenge. I expect a bite, so the Revenge does a lot of damage, even through the Intimidate it one-shots. The Golbat then is easily handled by Ween, who, thanks to his Intimidate, can just go through the confusion and the wing attacks barely do any damage. A few Dragon Rages do the trick. We tank a few wing attacks, and out comes a Camerupt. Ween doesn't know any Water-type moves, so we swap to City Girl, and Water Gun kills the Camerupt. After a lot of super potions, that is. Good lord, this guy is pay to winning. Once defeated, Maxi allows us to loot what's behind him, which happens to be a reminder to subscribe. If you let out a bit more air through your nose or chuckled, you now have to do it. Nah, just kidding. But more Nuzlockes are on the way as you watch this video. I'm probably already working on one, and I'd highly appreciate if you did. Thank you. Let's get back to the game though, where I'm fighting Flannery with a whole bunch of water types. The 2 Slugma were no issue at all, and while her Torkoals while Smoke negates Intimidates and the Overheat is rough, we beat her in no time. Badge 4 acquired. This streak of easy jumps ends now though, as we get to battle our dad. While conceptually really cool, this fight is rough if you're stupid like me and forget that you have multiple Pokemon with Protect. Take it easy on me, I'm kinda stupid. As you can see, Prodigy takes a billion damage from a Facade, so I swap it out for Ween, thinking, I might as well just use Intimidate, super smart. But the thing is that even though I grabbed ourselves Amaranth, it still takes a lot of damage, so we pivot back and forth between Ween and Amaranth to try and chip in some damage with Dragon Rage. The Facade still hurts. Jesus Christ, Slacking just has such beastly stats, and even after all that, well, we just triggered the health threshold for healing, so yeah, even by trying to flinch it and get it down to a certain health threshold so that we can just Dragon Rage safely without it healing again, we kinda still make a lot of mistakes. I forget that Protect is a thing. I don't know how. I mean, Amaranth got the Metal Claw strength boost, which is great, but now we have a Rigoroth in front of us, and I have to swap. So I go with Styx. It uses Feint Attack, which does a lot more than I'd like it to, and our Overheat probably just one-shots though, right? It doesn't. Yeah, this is an issue. Our special attack is now Doodoo, and he's probably gonna heal. Yep, he used the Hyper Potions, so in anticipation I tried to go for a Body Slam. It did not paralyze. I tried another Overheat, and now that our special attack is Doodoo, it becomes even more Doodoo by using Overheat again. So we just swap to Ween to reset it. We're still asleep. I swap to Parry Kate, trying to get in a headbutt, and that still isn't enough. The Vigoroth goes down in 2 though, and now we have a Slacking in front of us. Parry Kate can definitely not take a hit of this thing, but it goes for Focus Punch, so I definitely should have attacked, which I didn't. So Amaranth comes out, which I named Monomorph. Monomorph immediately dies. I'm sorry, I tried to get into your music, but I just never could. It was never my thing, I don't know. We now try to accuracy drop the Slacking with a lot of Mud Slaps from City Girl, and she gets too low. I swap to Ween, I Intimidate again, it's asleep. I forgot about the level cap, by the way. Oops, we get to 5 HP at this point. Ween almost dies. Styx barely survives because the Slacking used a Focus Punch, which I interrupted, and at this point I remembered, oh yeah, I have Protect! So I can just kill this thing, and I miss the window almost killing Styx. Just listen to my live reaction. Okay. That was about as well as it could have gone, considering that I completely messed up. And mess up I did, as I forgot to record that we caught a Swablu, which I named Camellia, but I also encountered a lady that really likes Wingull. Seriously, lady, I also loved Kikagaku, but at this point you're obsessive and you need to let it go. It's also quite ironic that this very voiceover I did about messing up by missing a recording is where Premiere crashed. Thanks, Adobe. I love you. We now go into the Weather Institute and meet the non-remade version of Courtney, which is a lot less horny on main, who we quickly defeat, and does anyone else feel an upcoming trauma reawakening?
I don't want to die.
There's only one way to get through this properly, and it's by murdering her beloved superpowered pets before she murders ours. So we kill the Numel with a Surf, we swap for the Whalmer after noticing that a bite does nothing and that it knows a rollout, which will just do more and more damage and is going to kill Ween. Jimi Hendrix quickly Mega Drains the Whalmer, and you know what? Jimi Hendrix is also going to kill this Grovyle. Yeah, it's gonna use Stun Spore, it's gonna use Mach Punch, and good lord, that Leaf Blade did how much and wasn't effective? Starter Pokemon are scary, man. These May encounters are taking years off of my life, I tell you what. After teaching the newly acquired fly to Camellia, we now make it to a city with another infamous gym leader, Faubourg Town. And I'd love to get this part over with, but there's something unseeable blocking in my way. The only person who could know anything about that is multi-billion-dollar son and champion Steven Stone, the guy who might or might not be champion. He shows us that a Devon scope reveals these roadblocks to be mediocre normal-type Pokemon called Kecleon. Astro Queen, sure, the name's overkill is trick for a basic chameleon. After that, we go into the gym and start our fight with Winona. Thanks to AC/DC, we should have zero trouble with the Swallow, and for sure it goes down in a singular spark. It just used a double team, but that didn't stop AC/DC from hitting it and killing it on one shot. Now she uses her ace, which is an Altaria, which makes me afraid in my sleep. Seriously, this thing is scary. I use a Thunder Wave, hoping that it just goes for Dragon Dance or something, or the paralyzes it. It does. And then I swap to Ween, anticipating an Earthquake. The Intimidate is also really, really nice, of course, but the Dragon Dance is not. We now effectively just made her waste a turn to buff her speed. We now try to go for Paraflinch strategies, meaning that we paralyze and flinch the target. It does work, kind of? Yeah, it works. Yeah, cool. We're killing the Altaria, yes. It's using Dragon Dance even more, and she healed, and now we need to do it all over again. Good lord, she just keeps spamming Dragon Dance though, and for real, I thought that at any point Ween could just die because she used like Aerial Ace or any attack move, but no, she just didn't, and Altaria goes down. Very happy about that. Philippa dies to Spark. Skarmory then comes out, and we use a Spark, almost killing it, but then it goes for Sand Attack, that's annoying. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's a Skarmory, what's it gonna do against AC/DC? We're just going to spam Spark, and yep, that works, we got badge 6. That was close, but not as close as my excitement is to maximum, because City Girl is evolving.
Oh my god, so good. Oh hell yeah.
On the next route, we catch Aurora the Duskull, hauntingly beautiful voice on that lady. We go for the easiest double battle in the world, and reach Lilycove City, where May once again awaits us. The level cap allows us to basically skip through this encounter this time, and we have no issue with it whatsoever. Finally, her Grovyle isn't stabbing my team to death. And while we're on the topic of death, let's go to Mount Pyre, which is this region's version of a graveyard for Pokemon. After climbing the mountain, we find... the Pajama People. Really? At least Maxie doesn't want to go for a tussle this time, it's just his goons, and instead he just takes an orb to ponder. We get our own pondering orb from an old lady and move on, wondering what the orb will tell us. We also get another orb, which is Shadow Ball. We teach it to Aurora, and also get another orb, which is the Master Ball, and another orb, which is Dream Theater, the Electrode. Lots of orbs around here. The double battle a while ago was serve for a nice warm-up, because now we reach the 7th gym, which means it's time for slider puzzles. Yeah, I spent way too long on this, I won't lie. But seriously, the Ruby, Tate, and Liza fight is up, and it's really easy. They only have 1 Mon each, unlike Emerald, where they have like 4. A Lunatone and a Solrock. So we just go for a bunch of surfs and bites, and we get ourselves to victory. And as such, we get ourselves to the 7th badge. It's finally time to cool off by interacting with the 7.8 part of this game, the surfing in the water. We fight a bunch of trainers and reach the coolest place on all of Hoenn, Shoal Cave, where we pick up a very important encounter. Say hi to Caro Bonito the Spheal. It evolves into Walrein, which has insane stats and an awesome type combination for the Elite Four. Super happy to have gotten this one. And if you think that was refreshing, how about a dive under the sea? We still need to chase after Maxie, who got an orb and a submarine now, and we can't let that much awesomeness stand. As such, we reach Seafloor Cavern, a place filled with strength and slider puzzles, on top of Pajama People from Team Magma. This place was pretty uneventful outside of breaking my brain over these puzzles designed for 8-year-olds, until my neurons activated. We got the TM for Earthquake, let's go! After that amazing moment, we meet Maxie, who didn't find the Earthquake TM, and we witness Groudon being blue flashbanged by Maxie. It jumps away, and now the world is 1 billion degrees hot. The only solution to this is sending a 10-year-old boy to tame the beast who struggles to push rocks in a 2-dimensional grid after it, and yeah, it works? Yeah, it works because we have a Master Ball, I guess. We just chuck it at it, we catch it. Hello Salvatore, you're just gonna rot in my box, I don't use legendaries. After saving the world in 30 seconds flat, we assemble a squad of the finest water Pokemon counters and go to the 8th gym, Wallace. I have a good feeling about setting up a sweet strategy with Pink Floyd thanks to getting the Calm Mind TM, which is why I start with him. We face a Love Disc who knows Attract. And I didn't keep that in mind, so yeah, I wanted to just set up with Calm Mind over and over, but it flirts with my Kadabra. and Kadabra does not fall for such antics, so it goes for a Shockwave. Sadly, that kind of means we can't just infinitely set up against this thing, but it's fine. Out comes a Whiscash, and I think to myself, I mean, how bad could it be? How bad could its special defense be, right? It's probably awful, so just go for a Psychic, and it doesn't kill. So the Whiscash did grab the Earthquake TM, killing Pink Floyd.
I could have avoided this. Yep. I could have avoided this. I could have just used my freaking Grass-type Pokemon. I could have just not played a setup sweep strategy.
This one hurt a lot. I love Kadabra, I love Proc Rock, so yeah. I need to get over it though. Wallace heals, and we use Jimi Hendrix's quad-effective Mega Drain against the Whiscash, which hopefully just kills it, or at least does over half, right? And it does do over half, which is fine, because that just means that the next attack will just kill it. We go for a Sky Uppercut to save some PP, and out comes a Soleo. That's annoying. Jimi Hendrix can't stay in. This thing knows ice moves. Ugh. Okay, we swap to Dream Theater, and it does go for an Aurora Beam, which only does like 30 damage to it. We go for a Spark, which should do a lot, at least half, right? It does do at least half, which is great. Doesn't get it into healing range. The Water Pulse confuses, and Dream Theater, of course, gets through. Yeah, you expected this to go bad? No, 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 no. Dream Theater has got this. This little Electrode is a champion. And yeah, the Sea King now is out, and I just try to go for another Spark, thinking, Dream Theater got this. It hurts itself in confusion. Yeah, it's, the time signatures of the music are just too complicated. The rain does start to fall, which is bad because this thing has Swift Swim, so I think to myself, yeah, let's probably swap to Ween. Intimidate should help with any physical attacks. We can easily tank special attacks thanks to our high special defense and the water typing. And the Water Pulse doesn't confuse us, which is great. We tried to go for a few Dragon Rages, but now we do get into confusion, we snap out of it, and now the Dragon Rages barely do anything. This fight goes on for quite some time, good lord. We don't do anything with Dive, we don't do a lot with Rock Smash, so this is just... man, this took forever. But Ween did get the Sea King down, and now we have to face this Melodic, while the rain is falling. And for anyone who knows this thing, it's pretty tough. It's really, really tough. And well, it could go for a Water-type move, but why would it, when it can go for an Ice-type move? It does go for a Water-type move though, Water Pulse, and AC/DC goes down to 36. I had hoped it wouldn't go for a Water-type move, but I guess the AI knows when it rains, which makes sense. Okay, I just swapped to Fleetwood, it's probably just gonna go for another Water Pulse, right? No, it goes for Ice Beam this time! What? Okay, cool, I guess Fleetwood goes down to 36? This is not going great. Okay. But I'm faster, right? I'm way faster, and Ability does nothing. Oh, right. Shiftry is like a mega physical attacker, and it only knows special type attack moves stat-wise, so it dies as well. Thunder does always come in when it's raining. Okay. We go to Dream Theater, and okay, this thing has good special defense. Let's just try a self-destruct. I don't need Electrode anymore. I don't listen that much to Dream Theater in the first place. I like other bands over it, and it doesn't kill. Good lord, it doesn't kill. We don't have Mark Punch on Jimi Hendrix, which I forgot, and Militech could be faster, right? But it doesn't kill, right? Oh my god. We're in danger of wiping to this. We're in danger of wiping to a single Melodic because I just keep misplaying everything. My brain just shut off for this fight, I feel like. This isn't great. Just Quick Attack, that kills, right? Quick Attack kills at this point. I just want to be faster, I just want to kill this thing. Okay, let's Quick Attack and... oh my god! What? Okay. It's fine. We just lost, like, 3 insanely good Pokemon and 2 that were kind of indispensable. It's not a bad thing as long as Ween kills this. Please kill this, I don't want to start again. We do it. We kill the Melodic. This was a massacre. This was a very avoidable massacre. I get badge 8, sure, who cares? I'm devastated at this point, seriously. I think I took what feels like a 3-hour break after this, and I usually play these games like on and on and on, but putting all of them into the rip box just showed me how bad this is. By the way, I messed up the death counter. It's not at 9. We had 3 before. We have 5 more. I couldn't even do maths. It's 8. I messed up. once again, because I mess up everything. After going for a stupid little walk to get over losing stupidly to the stupid gym of Wallace, I put my heart into finishing this. I will not let my mistakes define me. I will fight and defeat the Elite Four, as well as Steven Stone the champion. You know, the guy who might or might not be the champion. And so we ascend the waterfall, get into Victory Road, where I lost an Aggron encounter because it used Roar, and Wally challenges us to a battle. The level cap once again comes in clutch, and we beat up the sickly boy, crushing his dreams in the process. Okay, maybe that's a bit mean-spirited, but I mean, there's no time for this. We have to assemble the team from those who were spared the massacre of Gym 8. So let's do just that. Almost an hour later, this is the team I chose. Camellia the Altaria, Caro Bonito the Walrein, Citigal the Swampert, Farron the Camerupt, Highly Sus the Dustox, and Aurora the Dusclops. I really wish we still had Jimi Hendrix and AC/DC, those guys would help a ton, but this will have to do. Let's fight the Elite Four. Starting off with Sydney. And my strategy for this guy was going to be a bit more involved than I'm used to. Usually I just press super effective buttons, and that kinda works with Highly Sus. Dark type is super affected by Bug type, but the thing is that Silverwind is super weak. So we hope for an Omni boost in this case, and we actually get one on the first attack, and it even misses a takedown, so we go for another Silverwind. That will kill the Mightyena, we don't get a second Omni boost. And yeah, let's just go for another Silverwind. Shift Ray goes down, it's quad affected by it. This is going great. We go for another Silverwind on the Absol. It just used Snatch, but that's not really gonna do much. We go do damage halve. Oh, that's great, it has a Citrus Berry. We get our Leper Berry, because that's what I planned for. Silverwind only has 5 PP. Down goes the Absol, and next out is the Cacturn. It also goes down because it is quad affected, and now comes a Sharpedo, which is a bit of an issue because this thing's really fast and it also knows Swagger. It survives, and it does get a Swagger off, which makes me afraid because I'm already Omni boosted. I swap to Caro Bonito, he heals, he goes for a Crunch. Caro Bonito is super tanky though, so my plan was just to outdamage the Sharpedo, and Body Slam certainly seems to do the trick. Rough Skin is a bit annoying, and as is Swagger. Please just hit. At this point, I'm just begging for an attack to hit, and Caro Bonito actually comes in clutch, the Body Slam connects, and the Sharpedo goes down. We made it through Sydney without a death. Oh my god, and we actually used a strategy. I'm not used to this. Phoebe is up next, and she uses Ghost types. I still have PTSD from another encounter of Ghost-type Pokemon I had in the past, so yeah, I was very afraid of this fight. I probably planned like 10 to 15 minutes around this. Farron just uses Explosion on the Dusclops hoping to kill it, but the low roll prevented it from doing so. Curse does hit, it goes down, the next Dusclops comes out, and this guy knows Ice attacks, so yeah, let's swap. It goes for a Confuse Ray instead of an Ice Beam. The Confuse Ray does hit, of course, because it has 100 accuracy. Highly Sus hurts itself in Confusion, which is annoying. A Shadow Ball does hit, it does bring it to about half. The next Toxic, though, does hit, and now we come in with Highly Sus's second strategy. Yeah, this guy doesn't just have Silverwind, it also has an entire Toxic Straw set, including healing itself, protecting, and, well, you know, Toxic as well. It does try to go for Earthquake, but Protect protects us from it, and the Toxic does its damage. I then swap to Camellia, predicting another Earthquake, but it does go for a Shadow Ball, which is annoying. It does lower our special defense, and, well, that kinda sucks. I now pivot because of the Ice Beam, and Caro Bonito is actually hit by the Ice Beam, so that was a smart move. I then go for a Waterfall, which finishes the Dusclops. It actually crits. I don't think that mattered at all. I don't know. The Banette comes out, and at this point I'm thinking, okay, Caro Bonito is super tanky, it does a lot of damage, let's see what a Waterfall does. It does more than half, that is fantastic. Waterfall isn't a physical attack in this game, so the burn barely matters, and we also Waterfall the Sableye. That also does over half. Wow, okay, Caro Bonito, you're an absolute monster. I'm so glad I picked you up, seriously. Sableye goes down with another Waterfall. Caro Bonito does get low at this point, so I swap to Citigal for the second Banette. It goes for a Shadow Ball, so that was probably a good idea. And since we picked up Earthquake, it doesn't kill. Okay. We get Toxic, it full restores. We go for another Earthquake and hope to get a high roll. We almost got the highest roll, god damn it. Okay, she goes for a heal again, and the next Earthquake gets a high roll and kills her. Another Deathless fight, great. Let's go to Glacia. She has Ice types, which is pretty annoying for my team. But Glalie is no big issue for Farron, who will just go for a Fire type attack after it sets up a Hail. Eruption should just kill it at this point, honestly. And so it does. Fantastic. Out comes the Celio, and this is the annoying part. I wish I had ACDC at this point. I don't. I swapped to City Girl thinking I'll just out-damage it, but good lord, Surf does a lot, and the Hail damages, because we're a Water Ground type, we're not an Ice type. So I try an Earthquake, but man, this Celio is tanky. It does not go down on one hit. It only did over half, so another Earthquake will finish it, but she has another Celio, and she has a Wall Rain of her own, so that's going to be annoying. I now need to get out of here. But I don't, so I just go for another Earthquake. The Celio goes for Blizzard. Is this a mistake? Is City Girl going to die? Oh my god, please don't die, please don't die. Ah! 2 HP! Okay, we live. But man, that was not smart. A high roll would have killed here, I think. I didn't do any calcs or anything, I just go off, like, vibes, whatever. So yeah, I swap into Aurora, and man, Dusclops is just not a great Pokemon. Jesus, we take so much damage here. We do finish the Celio, and out comes another Glalie. We swap to Farin, who is like the resident expert for dealing with mono ice types at this point. Eruption will probably kill... Oh, fuck, it gets off another Ice Beam, that's not great. And it only does a bit more than half. I swap to Carabonito because I want to keep Farin alive. The Ice Beam does nothing, and now we can just out-damage it with some Water Falling. Which we do, and the Glalie goes down, which is great. Now we have a Wall Rain Ditto, and yeah, this is not great, you would think. I tried to go for Body Slams to try and paralyze it, but I thought about this, and I gave Carabonito a berry, a very special berry, one that wakes it up once it falls asleep, and it has a rest. So we get to Body Slam away, it uses its Citrus Berry, that's not a big deal, we go for more Body Slams, but we just don't get the paralysis. Now we get the paralysis, good lord, that took a long time. We swap to Highly Sus, who can easily tank a Surf, right? Okay, that almost does have. I try to go for a Toxic, like an idiot. I just go for Protect at this point and Rest, and start thinking, okay, what am I even doing here? Just go for like 2 Silver Winds and this thing dies, right? Oh, right, she goes for a Full Restore. I could have expected that. She still had one of those. So yeah, the Silver Wind hits, and we actually get an Omni boost. Oh, hell yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. We go for Protect, the next Surf or Blizzard can't kill us. We try to PP stall them with Protect anyway, we Toxic, the Surf hits, we're at 40 now, we can survive another Surf, but we go for a Protect and Rest, and now we just Toxic stall it to death. Seriously, Highly Sus, considering that I've never really used it in this run, is so good on the Elite Four. It just carried 2 fights, what the hell, Dustox is amazing in this game. Man, I love Toxic Stall strats now. Okay, but this is a guy that we don't want to Toxic stall, but we also just want to pick up a solution for this. This is the solution for this. It's Carabonito. Carabonito is going to click Aurora Beam a whole lot. This guy has a lot of Dragon Flying and Dragon Ground types, which are quite affected by Aurora Beam. I could tell you about them setting up Sandstorms and trying out things like Dragon Breathing, but I mean, quite effective moves just kind of make all of this discussion irrelevant, seriously. The Altaria also goes down, the Flygon benefits from the Sandstorm, and what is annoying is that we get paralyzed here. So yeah, the Flygon dies, but now we have to face the Salamence, his by far strongest Pokemon. And we can't guarantee a hit. Should we stay in? I will try one Aurora Beam, let's see where it gets us. It goes for Flamethrower, which isn't the end of the world, right? Yeah, that barely does anything. We're paralyzed. If it just goes for that again, we can just take that. It's fine. It goes for Dragon Claw. Good lord, what? No! Oh, I hate how the AI sometimes just goes for low-damaging moves randomly. Dragon Claw would have been better in every situation. It even could have gotten it a freaking attack increase. Okay. I'm pretty sure we can kill Salamence, but man, I really would have loved to keep Carabonito around for the final fight. Blizzard does kill it, and yeah, we've managed to defeat Drake with 1 loss. A loss that brings our death counter to 9, so finally my mistake is catching up to me. Okay, it's time for the champion. Let's heal up, let's teach TMs, let's put in berries, and wait, you're stuck in a cutscene here? Wait, I don't get to move in here? Oh no. And Camerup was the first member of my party, and I had a plan going into this as well. Skarmory uses Toxic pretty much all the time when it can at first, and yeah, I put a Pecha Berry on, so I countered it. I also missed the level cap because of that whole stuck in a cutscene thing. Out comes an Aggron, we Earthquake, sure, let's try that. Good lord, its Earthquake hurts a lot. Man, Camerupt is just not a great Pokemon. Okay, do we kill with the Earthquake? Of course we do. Wait, it's quad affected. Of course, yeah. He sends out an Metagross, and I now have to make the executive decision to try and swap and keep Farin alive, but this is the final fight. This is for all the marbles, and yeah, we sacrifice Farin. Please go on to vacation. You deserved it, Farin Olorb. City Goal comes out, and I'm pretty sure we can kill this Metagross in like a fight of the Titans, our strongest versus his strongest. And we certainly can. Look at this. Earthquake does more than half. He uses a Citrus Berry, which means he won't heal because the AI is stupid like that. And so we go for another Earthquake. We get hit by a Psychic, which brings us into one more Psychic and we're dead range. But the Earthquake kills, and so the Metagross is gone. That's his strongest Pokemon. Hell yeah. Now we are met with a Cradilly, which I sadly have to swap for because Mega Drain is a thing. Well, oh no, it's Giga Drain, sorry. Yeah, I just go for a bit of Confusion and Burning, thinking that that's going to help. And yeah, I mean, it does. It certainly does. Like, it keeps hurting itself, it keeps being hurt by the fire, it's great. Camellia comes out, and it snaps out of its Confusion and randomly goes for an Ancient Power instead of Giga Drain. Just because it felt like it, which doesn't do a whole lot, but neither does Aerial Ace, and now this thing could get a freaking Omni Boost any second. Yeah, this isn't going great. This is not going great. Cradilly will go down to the burn, but man, Camellia took a lot of damage there. We can't set up against the Claydol. If we would have been able to set up, this fight would have been so easy. We could now just beat up the Claydol as if it was nothing, but now we can't, so we have to hope for... Oh, a crit did that little. No, that's not a great sign. Okay, Aerial Ace does more. It set up a Reflect and a Light Screen. Now it's super tanky, good lord. Okay, we go for another Aerial Ace. That does nothing, and it also knows Ancient Power. Oh god. Oh, it got an Omni Boost? Really? Really? It got an Omni Boost there? Oh no, and he heals. Okay, yeah, we're in big trouble at this point. We're in very big trouble. It goes for another Ancient Power. Camellia goes down. It even gets a crit just to rub it in, sure. We send out Highly Sus thinking that maybe we can Toxic Stall this thing to death. I mean, Highly Sus has been the carry for this entire run, but man, look at what an Earthquake does to us. So we try to go for the Toxic Stalling strats, but the problem is this thing's so much faster than us. Way, way faster. So yeah, I try to rest. The Ancient Power kills. Highly Sus, our Mega Elite 4 carry goes down, and we send out City Girl. If we're faster, we can kill this, but spoilers, we're not. City Girl goes down to an Earthquake, and we're pretty much shit out of luck at this point. Aurora gets killed by an Earthquake, and that's the end of the run. I didn't make it past the champion, and that's kind of sad. But you know what? I gave it my all, and Ruby is considered a bit harder than Fire Red, which I ran before. If you want to know how well I did in that game, considering that it's easier, then check out this video right here. Thank you, and have a great day.